Hey y'all, Flying High Five here at the Busted Knuckle. Um, so I've been doing a bunch of work on this Goldwing. Really, I actually got into this thing a little further than I said I was going to get into it. I said if I was going to go internal in the motor that I was done with it and I was going to throw away the $300 paperweight. Um, that didn't happen. I found, like I said before, I found some of these donor engines. Found them fairly cheap. Two donor engines, two donor frames, bunch of parts, fuel tanks, radiator, overflow tanks, electrical, all sorts of good stuff. Um, Anyways, I'm in this thing a little further than I thought I was going to be, so I guess I'll take you through it, and I'll kind of show you what I did a little bit, and maybe show you some other stuff I've been messing around with and kind of the direction I'm going with this bike. Alright, so not sure how many of y'all know what a valve job is or what motorcycle heads really look like. Let me see if I can get some zoom in here closer, some focus. So there we go. These are the heads for this motorcycle. This is actually the right head and this is the left head. Obviously they're opposites. This one you're looking at the inside of the head and this is the outside of the head. Your valve cover, the outside of the engine is here, and these pulleys go forward. So the light in this garage sucks. Maybe, I don't know if that'll help. Maybe. So anyways, this is one of the valves, and I don't know if you can see it there, but it's pretty bent. It's really nowhere near straight. It's visible that it's bent. So kind of on a budget and a little redneck, if you will. What you can do is you can take a valve and you can actually chuck it up in your drill press. I'm going to kind of do this here. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but kind of chuck it up in the drill press. Let me get some light over here. Make sure I'm still recording. There you go. You chuck it up in the drill press, and then you turn your drill press on. Or in this case, since I don't have it plugged in, I'm just going to spin it, and you can see it's not straight. So that's how I checked the 8 valves that I took off the donor engine. Was I spun them in the drill press, and they were a little dirty, so I hit them with some emery cloth. This little this roll of just real fine sandpaper, and cleaned them up and installed them. So what I got going on here, you can see there's actually oil. Actually oil in that cylinder head. What I'm doing there is after I cleaned them up and I hit the valve seats, which is directly underneath that valve. That valve looks like this. Actually, this is an intake valve, so this is one of them that's sitting this way. So I just put oil in there. That way I can see if it's actually leaking or if those valve seats are good. I'm not really wanting to spend much more on it. Like I said, I spent $100 on that engine right there. That's been a donor engine. So I cleaned this up. It's not perfect, but I kind of cleaned most of the gasket up. These gaskets are, they've been on there probably on there since 1978 when it was new. I think what happened is when they were timing this engine last time, they replaced some timing belts. They didn't pay much attention to their timing marks, and it's kind of hard to see, and I doubt you'll actually be able to see it, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. So on this pulley, see there's an R and there's an up right there, and then there's also a little arrow. You gotta find it again. So if that's up, the arrow should be right over here next to this R. Well, that is supposed to be lined up with a mark. I'll show you the one on the left side because it's not full of oil. It'll be easier. A little easier. You know, there's our up. So our mark is right here. Right there. And that mark has to line up with a little mark up here. And what that does with the belt, you know, there's a timing belt. Y'all have seen this. Maybe you've had this happen in a car or something. You're like, what the heck goes on? You got a bunch of work done to your car. It's a timing belt. It's got a bunch of teeth on it. So that timing belt makes sure that your cams, or your camshaft, right here down the center, you can see it, which is attached to this pulley. Make sure that the camshaft and thus the valves line up with your pistons. And here's a piston right here inside. You can actually see where that valve smacked the top of that piston. And if I get the flashlight again, you can see it on that other one too, that shiny spot down there. There you go. Little shiny spot. Actually, these all eight of the valves on this thing were bent pretty bad, so the timing on this thing was off. Sounds like a guy probably took it to the shop for a timing belt. The guy that put the belt on it really screwed the bike up, and then let it sit forever. Until this bike's been sitting probably 10 to 15 years. It's all good. There's all sorts of corrosion, nasty stuff. But I'll here, so it's out of focus here. There you go. Now it's a little more clear. Now you can see me high definition. Maybe not. Lots of corrosion though. Lots of just nasty junk on this bike. So I'm going through it and fixing it up. But that's fun, you know. Some of y'all are like, hey, hope you got this done on the cheap. Yeah, it is pretty much on the cheap, but here's something I'm looking at doing. I think this is going to be kind of cool. Here's the exhaust, the headers for this motorcycle. And there's some little guards over there. You can kind of see them right up there. Those are some heat shields that were on here. And all they did is they were strapped onto this thing, and they came and covered up down here, and you know, same thing on the other side. They just kind of came down here, and they didn't look all that nice. It actually looked like they'd hit the ground once. So what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to heat wrap this with that black heat wrap all the way down, and then I'm going to take this one and come all the way down, and then I'm going to double it up and then go to a straight pipe with some sort of baffle inside the straight pipe. You know, this engine needs a little bit of back pressure to run right. I don't know how much, but if I got to rejet it, these carbs aren't that hard to get apart. They suck, but they're not that hard to get apart. Plus I got an extra set sitting on the ground I might rebuild, you know, make a couple dollars. But anyways, ooh, that's like 9 minutes of your life I've just wasted talking about motorcycles. Nothing but motorcycles. I like motorcycles. Motorcycles are a lot of fun. Anyways, what else is going on? Yeah, it's 4th of July, Independence Day weekend. A lot of just crazy, stressful stuff going on. Little stuff. Minor stuff that nobody really needs to worry about, but a lot of little stuff going on. Just been a pain, so. Oh, here, check this out. This is kind of cool. It's still light. It's like 9:30 at night, still light out. So the guy that I bought these donor bikes from, he was like, yeah, the side covers were cracked, but I started some little repair. This dude probably did $150 worth of repair to these things. Pre-sanded them, bonded them up, you know, fixed the cracks in them. Got them all squared away. don't even have to do the fiberglass repair I was talking about on the ones I got. I got a brand spanking new set of side covers there, and I can paint them whatever color I want. Pretty sweet. So, anyways, that's what I got going on. This is like 10 minutes you're never going to get back, but if you don't like it, you can just go to the next video, or you could like subscribe if you do like it, but you know, it's all good. Either way, don't really care. This is just for fun. So, hey, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.